Hey there everybody, hope you're doing well. Right now we are about to take a look at what a $35,000 house will cost in my area. These are the houses that I've built my portfolio with because I have bought them, done the work on them, got them rented out, and so I've increased the equity, cash flow from them, and then sometimes I'll turn around and get a loan on it, but not all of them because I like all the money coming in and staying. So, but I just want you to see this is kind of what I do. Well, you can always be rest assured that you're going to have roof issues with properties down on this. Great thing is it does have central heat and air. It's on a crawl space because it's got, or it's on a, it's not on a slab because you got a crawl space. We've had a tree fall on that. It does have an upgraded power meter, but we got some wavy going on with the roof. Kind of like surfing, man. Now, this right here looks like this part of the house has been added on at some point. You got the vent right there. You got more piping. I'd imagine this is going to be a bathroom with washer dryer. You can see that right there. Part of the drain. I've seen them look a whole lot worse. That's basically the view when you step out the back door. That's across the street. That's your neighbor. And that blue building over there, way off in the distance, that's the new jail. Oh, and there's a bondsman right over there if you get in trouble. So, let's see here. Oh, yes. Sonny Reed, that's what I'm talking about. See? Everything is one-stop shop. Woo. Ain't no telling what kind of excitement you'll see or find in there. Dogs, dead, cats, all kinds of stuff. Got nice windows. Here's our front door. Unfortunately, we got some termite damage right there. Great thing is that you only have to replace that. It's not like you're having to do the whole wall because it's all cinder block. And that's why you always want to proceed with caution. Got issue with that floor right there. Ooh, got a lot of issues with floor. Ooh wee. I don't know if y'all can really tell it, but this is where you make money, folks. You buy something like this and you put it back together. You make it beautiful. You sell it or you rent it. Hopefully nobody's in here. Hello, hello. It's really not in that bad a shape. It will take a lot, that's for sure. Bathroom's got some floor issues, which generally speaking lends itself to water. This floor is not level with this. That was a central heat and air. Rule number 1, don't ever open that refrigerator. What you do with this is, you pull it out, put duct tape around it, and wheel it out. You do not ever do anything like open up the refrigerator. I want y'all to leave in your comments how much it would cost to get this back in shape. So this is where they did, just as I had said on the outside, put the extra bathroom in. It's cool, I like it. They should have spaced the tub out. That ledge right there, don't ever put ledges like that. All you're asking for is water to seep down and then rot. This right here, it's built on a slab. That's concrete right there. Kind of funky the way that they did it, but you can see the floor is kind of wishy-washy right there. You're probably looking at easily $10,000 to fix that floor. Or no, I'm sorry, not $10,000. You're easily looking at about $30,000 to redo the floor. Now, when you're looking at a place like this, something to consider is, what is the property worth, okay? And in this area, this property is probably not going to be worth more than about $15,000. And then to tear this house down, we got to be very careful right in here. See where it's dropping down? And you can see where the floor is sinking. I don't know why that has occurred. I don't know if termites ate it up or what. A lot of times places like these get built and people weren't very experienced with how they build things, and they end up not building them to where the structural integrity will last. And so their work goes away real quick, unfortunately. Pretty piece of property. Quiet neighborhood. That branch needs to come down. You see one of those locks on a power meter. What ended up happening is at some point somebody was stealing power. And that's what the power company does, because what people were doing was they cut the tag off, open it up, pull the meter and jump it. And so that's how the power company keeps that from happening. Got that big tree to get down. So basically they built onto the front of this house, and you can tell right there, more than likely what they did was they had a porch, and then they bricked it, covered it, enclosed it, and that became another bedroom and some living area. Looks like they might have had something right there, another window. Then possibly put that on it. With all of the whoop-de-doos with the trusses. No telling. It's hard to see it, but you can tell right there. Hey there, everybody. All right, so we're going to go over this house, and I'm going to show you how I analyze this deal right here, okay? That right there is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, all right? Generally speaking, for the neighborhood, my town, everything like that, good shape, you can rent it out and everything. That property from $1,500 to $1,800 a month, okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to run it down, and I'll show you exactly what it is that I mean. All right. Now for the roof, not only am I taking into consideration having to do with shingle replacement, but I'm almost figuring in that we're going to have to replace a lot of decking, and because you saw the whoop-de-doos, we're going to also have to replace some of the trusses, okay? So I'm going to give that value right there about $18,000, okay? So we'll just have to see. Now for the floor, it all depends on how fancy you get with it and everything like that, but I'm also figuring that at least 60 to 80% of the house, the floor needs to be replaced. The one thing we know for sure is the back room, it's concrete, so it's not good. So you're probably going to be in the neighborhood of about $18,000, okay? That's a lot of labor. It's going to be very time consuming to get it level and everything, and then the lumber is going to be extremely expensive. Once you start getting into big wood, and what I consider to be big wood is anything over 2x6s, 2x8, 2x10, 2x12s, you're starting to look at a huge expense. So there we go. Now, having to do with the AC, indoor-outdoor unit and everything like that, we're just going to figure we're going to have to replace that, $7,000. If we end up having to replace the ductwork, a little bit more. All right. Paint on the inside. All right. We're just going to go with basically 3 colors: walls, ceiling, and trim. Okay. 3 different colors right there. Paint included and everything. And this is going to be fixing the walls and prepping and everything, any holes or anything like that, taking care of all that and everything like that. You're going to be at about $7,000. That house right there is probably going to be about 8 gallons wall paint, 8 gallons of primer, and then you figure probably about 3 gallons of primer for ceiling, 3 gallons of primer for paint. So there you go. And generally speaking, good paint, whatever you do, okay, always buy good paint, all right? Buying the cheap stuff, it just never works out. It's labor intense. You're having to do a second, a third, fourth coat, all right? It just doesn't make sense, okay? Generally speaking, I don't look at any paint that 5 gallons is less than $200, okay? Granted, you can't always go by price. However, there's a lot of paint out there that's less than $200 for 5 gallons, and it's like milk, okay? It just doesn't cover, all right? So get the good stuff. Spend the money on it and everything. I'm not saying buy exactly top of the line, but from probably 60% to 100%, buy in that range as far as the quality of paint goes, all right? You'll be money ahead. Trust me on that one, all right? Now, flooring. Flooring, what do you mean? We already talked about this. That was rebuilding the floor. That's not flooring. Flooring's vinyl. Flooring's tile. Flooring could be linoleum, okay? Now, for that house and everything, because I figured that house is probably about 1,300 square feet. You're right at about $2.50 per foot to buy vinyl plank. Okay, so that means you're at $3 grand plus $2 per square foot. So that's going to be $6,000 right there for flooring. Okay, exterior paint. What? Yeah, we got to paint the outside, make it look nice and everything. There's a lot of wood that needs to be replaced and everything. That would kind of fall under doing the roof. All right. However, going ahead and doing the outside and everything for good exterior paint, and the exterior paint's expensive. It's like $280 for 5 gallons of the good stuff. Always buy the good stuff, okay? Trust me on this one. So you're going to be right at about $5 grand to have the exterior painted, okay? Now, yard cleanup, all right? Going to have to fix the fence and everything like that. We're just going to go ahead and give the yard cleanup $4,000. I think it can be done cheaper, all right? But we'll do that, okay? So we got 36, 43, 50, 56, 61, 60, $65,000 to rehab it. And it very well could easily go higher, all right? Purchase price is $35. $100,000. Okay. A lot of y'all say, well, it's a 1% rule. Okay, $1,500 a month, 100,000. $1,000 a month, yeah, that works and everything, okay? But I'm going to tell you where I'm at with my numbers and the way I look at things is that I would have to be all in on that property for no more than $75,000 because I like equity. All right, that's how I've done real well with my portfolio is that I bought houses at the right price, put money into them, got the equity up and everything, and so I look great on paper. All right. I've been, pumping a boatload of cash into my properties and everything because I bought crappy properties just like this one, okay? And they are very cost-intensive, labor-intensive, okay? They take time. Time takes labor. Labor is expensive, you used to be able to find somebody that was halfway decent for $15, $20 an hour. Now, if they're anything you know, if they'll just show up, $20 an hour. You know, if they're confident, it's $30 an hour. It's just the way that it works, folks. This is the new world, okay? This is where we're at, all right? But again, that's my numbers on that property right there, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because I can still buy properties for $75,000 to $100,000 in my neighborhood, or not my neighborhood, but my town, that will rent for $1,200 to $1,500, okay? So it does not make sense for me to pay extra money for $200 extra a month. It just doesn't work out, okay? Now, here's the thing is that you say, well, $100,000, you know, if the property would appraise for $150,000, $180,000, great, okay? But then you're in a situation where it doesn't make sense to have it for a rental, because the rent that you're going to get doesn't justify having that type of property with that kind of equity in it. So then it makes it a flip. In a flip, you're all in, and you better make sure that you're at least making 30% or greater. And I like the thought of 45% gross profit on my flip, because guess what? When you flip a house, you got capital gains taxes, you got this, you got that and everything, then you get something that's unforeseen, and this property would be prime for unforeseen, okay? Like, hey, the septic tank's backed up, guess what? That's another $8,000, it doesn't work, whatever it might be. So, this is where I'm at, folks, you know? I would have to be able to buy this property, fix it up, and be in it at $75,000 total for it to work for my numbers. Now, you might say, oh man, that guy's full of crap and everything. I got no problem with that, because guess what? This is my business. I run it the way I want to. Your business, you run it the way you want to, okay? So, there we have it. I hope you have a fantastic day. Maybe you learned something. Drop a comment. Tell me what you would think that it would cost to fix the property up and get it to where we could have a turnkey rental for somebody. Have a wonderful day. If you need me, guess what? 15 minutes free of my time. I know, hard to believe. But wait, there's more. Send me an email, okay? My email's in the description. Send me an email, and I will give you 15 minutes of my time. Include your phone number. I'm going to call you. Hello? And we will talk whatever it is that you want. I'll be more than happy to answer questions and everything like that. Have a great day.